Guys, this outfit is making me want an office job.
Girl, you look like you're 15 and you are trying to be sexy in high school. I'm sorry. Hi, welcome to the castle. We will try another TikTok madness today and also a new creator. Her name is Susannah. I always say Susan. I'm so sorry, Susannah. Susannah Friesen. And one of the many, many trends right now on TikTok is an office siren. Do you have an idea what that is? So, Susannah's title is TikTok's office siren trend is ending careers. Girl lost her 200K job over this. So, it is a very, very big thing. It is going very viral depending on the bubbles you are. I also heard about it in another video that we watched. Was it from Ray? I already forgot. I'm watching too many videos. But yeah, let's see what this new office siren TikTok trend is about and how mad it actually is. Let's go. All right, here's Susannah. And let's dive
Normally,
in.
I don't make videos like this about
Yeah.
fashion and everything like that because,
Mhm.
as you can see, I am not a fashionista.
Yeah.
I wear the same couple sweaters in every one of my videos because
Same.
I'm.
I mean, same. I'm wearing a handful of outfits because I just like them a lot and I don't care if I wear them multiple times a week or something, as long as I wash the laundry regularly.
a simple girly. I like to be
Yeah.
comfortable, so on and
Yeah.
so forth. I don't
I
care
feel
about
that.
fashion that much.
Mm.
So, me talking about this topic today seems kind of out of character for me. But we have to talk about this because I saw this on TikTok the other.
All right, we have a disclaimer here. Let me read it out. Disclaimer. This video is not about body shaming, disrespecting women, or pushing some outdated patriarchal standard. This is about professionalism and the real world consequences of misleading trends. Women should absolutely feel confident and empowered in the workspace, but that confidence should come from their skills, competence, and work ethic, not from an aesthetic that prioritizes being sexy over being taken seriously. This isn't about controlling women, it is about making sure that they're set up for success, not failure. The fact that Susannah has to put in this disclaimer is already freaking terrifying. Let's go.
Night, and I can't stop thinking about it. And it is the office siren trend. If you've been on TikTok lately, you've probably.
Let me make it a little bit louder. Oh, we already have a good example, I guess. This trend with office siren edition.
Probably seen women dressing up in what's being called office siren fashion. Tight skirts, sheer tops showing some belly and some chest. And can we be honestly real for a second? I don't think anyone expects to actually show up to their corporate job looking like this.
No.
But there are people who do show up to work looking like this.
I must admit, I'm slightly disappointed
Oh.
seeing how you're dressed today.
The HR woman said she's disappointed. Wait, what is in the left corner? I do want to say the only issue I really find with this personality was that the dress was too short. Other than that, it seemed fine. The second one, however, was too short and very low cut, which realistically isn't ideal in the workplace. If other members of staff are saying your outfit is distracting, I do not think it's okay to be like, well, that is your problem. Yeah, it is. It is rooting. Oh, let me just get rid of the. Let me get rid of the white space. It is a big problem of what, like, everybody and their mother are commenting on what women are wearing, but that mainly goes into the more being in the wild, basically, like just their normal day-to-day life. This is a workspace. In a workspace, you want to look professional, and you want, personally, I want to be respected by the set of skills that I have and not the way I look. And especially looking sexy, which apparently this trend is about, from the disclaimer that we saw at the beginning. It is not helping the root problem that women can wear whatever they want to be respected and still should be respected. It is not helping the root problem. Yes, you should wear what you want, But in specific scenarios, there are dress codes. You will not go. You should not go. I'm very sure out of 4 billion females on this planet, one would go. You should not go to a kid's birthday party looking like you go to Coachella or something like that, for example, right? Because it's a kid's birthday party. You have to dress accordingly. I'm not telling you that you should not wear what you want, but in specific scenarios, you have to read the room and dress accordingly. It is just normal. I don't know why people make a fuss about it, because I would never have the idea to wear a weird outfit at work or something, because I have customers, there are kids. I just want to look normal. I want to feel comfortable and normal, and I want to be acknowledged for the skills that I have. That's what I want. And not to be sexualized, because women are so against being sexualized, but they do the opposite. Like, don't give them food, girl. Don't give them food. Oh man, it's a very, very, very thin ice about this topic, because you can either be very, very radical, like, no, you have to be allowed to wear whatever you want. Yeah, but you would not show up at work in your underwear, would you? Right? This is like another extreme with just underwear. I hope no people don't do that. Please don't do that. All right, let's finish the TikTok. We are not even a minute in and I'm rambling like a freaking waterfall. Female HR dress coded me at work. Yeah, because that's okay. Workspaces can have a dress code.
I've had an email from a lady in HR about my dress attire for work. Apparently it's inappropriate. I don't think it's too bad.
I agree with Susannah's comment on the left side. It is just too short. Overall, it looks fine. It's just too short. It is a bit more tight. Okay. But at least like knee length, right? At least knees are covered.
Hi Matt, can I have a quick chat? Are you free? Okay, basically, I had an email from Paula this morning basically saying she's not happy with what I'm wearing to work. It's like distracting.
What was she referring to?
I mean, like, this dress was like an example.
I think it's appropriate work attire.
Okay, well, that's the main issue, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, now she's like causing discussion about it at work. Like, just accept, okay, it was maybe not appropriate. Maybe the HR woman could also say, please wear something that is at least knee length, so that she gives her like a proper way how it should be done, right? And of course, if you ask another person for their opinion, they might say something else. But if it's like your coworker or something like that, they don't want to be rude to you. It is a very, very weird thing to do. Just accept that you got a little clap on your hand, wear something else, and move on with your life. Because your work outfit does not determine how well you're working. If you look put together, doesn't mean that you work put together. Don't mix that up.
today is the day. I've got my meeting with Paula, help me. So I'm basically in a blazer. So
You're wearing like you're walking in the sauna area. Like here in Germany and Austria, if you go to the sauna area, it's usually naked. And when you go between sauna and sauna, you wear a rope. And this is how it looks like. You're looking like you're going to the sauna, girl, not to work.
can't be mad. Can't she? It is low cut. Who cares? Let's see what she says.
She will not be happy about it. I will tell you.
I must admit, I'm slightly disappointed seeing how you're dressed today.
Okay.
Following on from the email.
I did speak to Matt and he said there was no issue.
Right, well, I haven't spoken to Matt. Really, I don't think he was in a position to say what he did. We do need to address this issue because we are having comments from other members of staff.
I don't think that's my fault if I'm distracting other members of staff. That's not on me, Paula. That's kind of on them.
The comments I've had that you're begging attention.
Yeah, I can see where that is coming from.
Okay. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, noted.
Are you going to do anything differently?
Sure, guess I will go shopping this weekend. Thank you very much for your time, I suppose.
Right.
But I
Oh,
feel like that's the
boy.
reason
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a reaction. And also, Paula is just the speaking of a group of people. There should be also no hate against Paula because she's just doing her job as an HR, right? If multiple people go to Paula and say, "Ayo, Paula, this is not appropriate. We have to do something about it." If a client sees this, what happens, right? So Paula is the speaking voice for the immune people that are concerned. So Paula should not get any hate from that.
reason why I can't stop thinking about this, because one girl actually did show up to her office job looking like this, and then she got fired. Who on earth thinks it's okay to show up to work like this? And I don't want to be body shaming or anything.
Yeah, like I said, she looked like she's going to the sauna, not to work.
Like, that's not the point of this video. So don't be putting some hidden meaning into my words, because that's not what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
We're talking about what kind of clothing is acceptable
It's just
to
the
wear
clothing.
to a professional office job. So to break down the office siren trend even more, basically this aesthetic is what happens when TikTok decides to turn business casual into business seductive. In reality, this is
boy.
not confident.
Yeah, I would fire that too. Like, even though I'm still not self-employed myself, I already think about how to handle stuff. My brain is like very much in the future, often. And so I do like, I don't care what you wear, but your outfit is not how you work. But I also don't want you to look like you want my attention, because you get my attention if you work properly. If you don't work properly but wear that outfit, it gives a very, very bad signals. And it's not reading the room. It's not giving you empowerment. It is just putting more pressure onto the problem, in my opinion.
Powerful, it's just inappropriate for a workplace setting. No matter how much someone wants to call
It looks cute,
fashion
yeah,
forward,
but
most
not for
office
work.
dress codes would have you in a
Go
meeting
out
with HR
Go out shopping like this. Nobody cares. But don't go to work like this.
by noon.
Okay, I didn't think I had to say this out loud, but y'all understand you can't actually wear the office siren aesthetic to the office, right? Because some of your posts on this app are making me really nervous.
She's a
The next thing,
recruiter,
super tight
and she's
skirt.
like, "Don't wear that."
And not even super tight, but also just super short, where if you even bend over a fraction, your panties, if you decide to wear them, are full on flashing the whole office. Not only is this just inappropriate, but it's also super impractical, unless you just don't care about that kind of
Also, you have to keep in mind, yes, you are, as an individual, you can look however you want, but in an office, in a company, you are part of the company. So you're representing the company as one of the employees. And for example, if there are customers and they will not accept a deal with your company because they saw you and think that's inappropriate, and that is the tiny little thing that made them think, yeah, no, if the people run around like this here, what kind of company is that when I'm not here, or like behind the scenes? So it gives a wrong meaning about the company. And so as an employee, instead of thinking, oh yeah, I want to look cute and sexy, think about how the company will be presented like this. And the company wants to look professional, that they're capable to do what their customers want from them, right? Especially in like high paying office jobs, for example. So you have to look appropriate for that, because you're representing a company. You're not representing yourself. You are representing a company and the skills of the company.
thing. But I feel like it takes more effort to try to figure out how you're going to bend down to pick up your pencil or whatever than to just dress properly in the first place.
Yeah.
A fitted pencil skirt is totally fine at the appropriate length. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But these TikTok
knee
versions
length.
that we're seeing are less corporate chic and more like a nightclub VIP section. I think what's important to remember is that this is not how real offices function. If you go to an office,
Also, I have to say, you can look really hot and sexy with still meeting all the cover-up requirements and everything. There are ways, but just don't make it too short. Don't make it too cheap. You're looking cheap and you go too low or like too short.
A lawyer's office, you do not see women walking around looking like that. They look put together, they look professional. You don't have to worry about catching a slip of their private parts at any given moment. It's a real professional working environment. You're not worrying about making seductive eye glances with your coworkers because that's not the reason you're there. You're there to do your career that you most likely went to school for and spent thousands of dollars in school on. You're sending emails, sitting in meetings, and drinking coffee that you've probably microwaved 3 separate times. Like, let's be real. The office siren trend tries to make it seem like the workplace some glamorous, power-fueled runway, when in reality,
it's trying to make it an aesthetic, which it is, but it's just an aesthetic for the camera, for TikTok, and not for the real life. But the thing is, a lot of people see things on real life, they see a trend, so they think it's real, they think it's true, and that they can do it, and this is just misleading. That's why I think it's so important that humans learn how to look at media, because you just lost the whole freaking perspective on it. You see something, you think it's true. Come on. Open your eyes. It's not.
Most people that are there are just trying to make it to their lunch break. What I really think this office siren trend
Susanna.
is just another way to reformulate the sexy secretary trope. And acting like that's a power move, spoiler alert, it's not. Another thing we need to keep in mind when we see
makes it
doing
worse.
the office siren trend is the fact that they are not even going to a real office corporate job. Most of them work from home. Most of them don't even know what it's like.
Most are just like TikTok, like fashion TikTokers.
To be a part of that setting. So they're influencing people to dress up, labeling it the office siren trend, and then impressionable, naive people who are just entering the workforce, who don't know what's acceptable to wear, think that is acceptable to wear because they're seeing it online all the time. And I get a lot of comments saying whoever falls for this is pathetic and blah, blah, blah. Those are unnecessarily rude comments, especially when you're growing up looking at stuff online.
That's why we have to spread more awareness, and like I said, the skill of how to use and how to see media we see on social media, on like TikTok, on shorts, on reels, everything is similar. Especially like short format content. I think this has way more power over the younger generations than long format content because their brain just can't keep up. So it is very important to teach them how to use that and how to process it, so this hopefully stops someone.
You start to think that that's normal. I'm not going to blame the viewer per se. Yes, takes 2 to tango. I'm not going to blame the viewer fully for being naive. Like, we aren't going to blame people for being innocent.
They also, you could also say you can blame the younger people who are naive. You can also blame the influencer, because not putting like a disclaimer, like, do not wear this at work. This is just an aesthetic, something like this, right? But influencers also fail to put the hashtag ad thing into their stuff, which is in some areas, I don't know about America, but in Germany, you can pay a lot of punishment money if you don't do that.
And not thinking everyone's lying to them and all that kind of stuff, because who wants to live in a world like that? I do not think influencers who have never set foot in an office setting, who haven't really had a real job in the first place, some of them anyway, should be saying or should be influencing people how to dress going to an office. You know, they'll say, this is not what I would actually wear to the office. It's just the office siren trend. Why do we call it office siren if you're not going to wear it to an office? That's really confusing.
Or like putting it into the comments or the captions doesn't help, because many people don't read that. You have to put it in the middle of the video, basically. Otherwise, it will not be noticed. It has to be prominent somewhere in the video that people see, oh, this is like just an outfit. It's not how they go to work. It's just for entertainment, well, yada, yada, yada. Because people just don't learn that. They get a phone and then they're alone with it. Who the frick is telling the kids how to use it properly, right? It just starts now, slowly.
People who are just entering the workforce. And what's the result? people thinking that they can take these runway inspired looks and somehow think they're appropriate to wear to their 9-to-5 jobs just because they saw an influencer flashing them on TikTok.
The office siren trend will get you fired in real life. I said this on TikTok a few months ago and was absolutely
Welcome to office outfits that won't get you fired. See, that's a good trend. Let's see how that outfit
It
looks
was
like.
even called boring and told to lighten up. It's just clothes. Except yesterday I logged onto TikTok and found videos of girls who lost their
That looks really professional.
internships and their full-time jobs because they decided to emulate the office
That looks really good.
siren trend in real life. And I know I wear a lot of neutral colors, but you can swap any of these out for brighter colors if that's your palette. The outfits that I share will never get you called into HR for clothing, and they'll make sure that you're nice and comfortable while offering
Look at that.
We're gonna
That
watch
looks
some of
so
these office siren
good.
videos, and I want to know what you think. Do you think this is acceptable to wear to the office? Do you see any problems with it? And then at the end, we're also going to feature an HR rep saying whether or not she would have a conversation with these people.
Guys, this outfit is making me want an office job.
Girl, you look like you are 15 and you are trying to be sexy in high school. I'm sorry.
So badly. Like, this office siren aesthetic is incredible. It's making me feel pretty powerful.
If you show up like this, I will fire you. Who are you trying to impress? This is not empowering. I'm so sorry.
POV, me walking past your desk like... Oops.
Also, that sound of her pants make me crazy. Did you hear that scrunchy noise?
I just dropped my pencil. It's amazing.
No, it's not amazing.
No.
Sure, it's cute, but is it acceptable to wear into an actual office
No,
corporate
she looks like she's coming from high school.
setting? Absolutely not.
High School Musical.
Her shirt is a little bit low. Her whole midriff is showing. Her pants are very low. Her butt is defined, which, you know what? That's not a horrible thing, but there are a lot of
The whole
different
combination
factors
then.
going into this that make this outfit unacceptable to wear. Plus the whole intention behind wearing this outfit, like me walking by your desk. Oops, I got to pick up something. It's not giving powerful. It's giving you're there to seduce any other person that might be there that you're attracted to, whether that's male or female. And no,
Or seduce someone to climb the corporate ladder. I will say how it is. It is not showing that you're professional. I would be so confused if you show up like this. Imagine someone going like this to a lawyer office as an employee. I would never hire this lawyer office. Never.
no, this is not acceptable. I don't know if this is satire or not. I'm not good at differentiating that. However,
Same.
if it is satire, please let me know. But I don't think
Yeah,
it is.
let us
The next
know.
video
That
we're
would be
gonna
great.
watch is how to dress like an office siren trend. I feel like this is just one sound and people were doing their own spins on it. So let's watch this.
How to dress like an office siren. First, start with a fitted blouse, turtleneck, or high neck tank. Next, a pencil skirt or low-waisted fitted trousers. For shoes, a pointed kitten heel. So
It's
you're
already
either
not
up
okay.
and a little undone or down and sleek. The most important
Why is she not wearing anything under the blazer? I'm confused. Put on some clothes.
part, a pair of rectangular glasses. Work bag is optional, and that's it.
That looks that
The most important part, a pair of rectangular glasses. Work bag is optional.
okay, fashion is very individual. Everybody has a different way of viewing fashion or how they like it. This looks ridiculous. I'm sorry, girl. You're so cute and pretty. Why do you have to dress like this? And I don't want to like I said, I don't want to like push a belief or like a medieval belief, which I don't have. But it just looks very cheap. You're just, I don't know, showing a bit too much. But like I said, other people might like it. Ooh, it's my personal, I cannot be attacked for my personal opinion. She looks very adorable overall. But just the outfit is not it. Just me saying.
And that's it.
Again, not appropriate. her shirt is too low, her midriff is showing, it's not professional. If you didn't know, you could say that she had nothing under her blouse, which is not appropriate for a workplace setting. Again, I don't want this to be me like body shaming women for what they wear. I don't have any problems with this if you're wearing this outside. I personally wouldn't wear it just because I'm a Christian and I don't want to dress that way. I've been there, done that. However, going into an office setting, a professional setting, dressing like this,
keep in mind you are representing the company. You have always to have that in mind when you are going to work. Maybe a client is there, maybe something really important, and then the company doesn't get a deal because this is something so like subtle going into the decision making that you don't even realize it, basically.
Is not okay. I work in retail and we still have dress codes. Like we aren't allowed to have tights on, or if we have tights on, we have to wear something that covers our butt. There are rules in place, even if it's not an office setting. So the fact that I have rules at my retail job, I can't imagine the guidelines that are in place in these types of jobs. They're probably way higher, and people don't listen to them because it's not trendy. Let's watch another one of these how to dress like an office siren videos.
Oh boy.
The skirt is way too
She's also going to a high school. Why does it just look to me that you're going to a high school but being older?
short. The tights are giving a little bit scandalous.
If I wouldn't know that she's going to if I wouldn't know that would be the office siren trend, I would think she would go to other establishments. That's how cheap it looks to me. Personal opinion. Okay. Don't bash me. Stop clicking that. I hate that. I just don't know what to say to this. I am sincerely shocked. It looks cute. It looks sexy, but it's not I go to work now outfit.
Yeah, the only thing I don't think is appropriate about this outfit is the too short skirt. If it was a little bit longer, like above the knee, I feel like that would be appropriate. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe close the blouse a little bit more.
I don't know. But it's too short the way it is. And then the lacy sort of tights or whatever, those are not appropriate. They're given a little bit scandalous, a little bit seductive. But the rest of her outfit isn't bad. I don't see anything wrong with
I don't
blouse.
like the
She covered
blouse.
her midriff. It wasn't super low. She had a cute camisole on. Just the skirt and the tights were the main issue for me. We're going to watch one more of this How to Dress Like an Office Siren video. And I believe this is the most normal version of this that I've seen that is actually appropriate for the office.
How to dress like an office siren. First, start with a fitted blouse, turtleneck, or high neck tank. Next, a pencil skirt or low-waisted fitted trousers. For shoes, a pointed kitten heel. Put your hair either up and a little undone or down and sleek. The most important part, a pair of rectangular glasses. Work bag is optional.
Yeah, look at that. That is normal. That can be an office siren, but it looks really good and everything is appropriately covered. If you have to pick up something, nobody will see God and their father.
No, and that's it.
That's fine.
See,
go to work like that.
Appropriate to wear to an office, not the other scandalous outfits that we've seen. That is the first reasonable outfit I've seen. One that's actually professional. One
it
that's
exists,
acceptable, one that is appropriate for the workplace.
HR rating your office siren outfits and whether or not you'd get in trouble. This is really cute. I think if she didn't have the blazer, it probably would be a problem, but no issues with this. This is a really cute fit.
The gray thing should be a little bit longer in my opinion, but it still looks good.
Really cute outfit, no worries. I would definitely talk to you about the short skirt. I would tell you that you'd have to wear a longer skirt or wear pants or something. Everything else is fine, but that skirt is way too short. You would not get in trouble for this. This is a really cute fit. I think because it flares out, it gives this illusion of being longer than it actually is. And her comment up here right before this one was, HR is going to send me home for this. I would not. I wouldn't even have a conversation with you. And if someone came up to me and told me that what you were wearing is inappropriate, I would be like, you're joking, right? Like, this is a joke. So I think
My
this is
skirt
really
could
cute.
be a little bit longer.
So the
Holy
skirt is too
moly!
short. I would definitely talk to you about your skirt being short. I would probably stop you if I saw you, but I would probably hear about it from other people before I stopped and talked to you about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely the skirt is way too short, and the thigh highs are definitely making it worse, particularly them being visible. I think if that skirt was a couple inches longer, I probably would never say anything. I think it's cute outside of this. Like, I wouldn't wear this to work.
Yeah, like I said, I still have the problem because the shirt is not buttoned up a little bit higher. Because you see, like, where the button starts, it is stretching a little bit. And it looks way too tight, right? It looks way too tight. Also, the neck part is just all over the place, but that's another problem. But I would at least button up 1 or 2 more buttons. Maybe one size larger so it doesn't stretch, that I think the buttons will not hold it anymore. And then you can go to work like this.
But, you know, I would wear this. But if that skirt was just like 3 or 4 inches longer, she'd be fine. This is cute, except if you're working in medical device, manufacturing, or if you are in healthcare, you can't wear open-toed shoes. So
yeah, but an office is fine. That's okay.
I would probably have a conversation with her about that. But if it's not any of those environments, then this is super cute and totally fine. So for highly professional environments, this is so cute.
Yeah.
I would not talk to anybody about this, honestly.
No, this looks very professional.
This is something that I could see like law firms, banking, like accounting firms, people wearing this. I think this is so adorable, and I think she looks so good.
Now, you might see this trend and be like, we don't actually expect people to dress that way at the office. Well, one person did, and they got fired for it.
Yeah.
You've seen the viral video about the office siren outfit and how the girl was fired from her 6-figure job for wearing an office siren outfit. I found the comment that the video is referencing. This right here, this person said, we have a college credit paid 25 per hour intern position that goes straight to a 6-figure salary job at graduation. This girl wore an office siren outfit day 2 and is immediately fired for it. And yes, we can fire for that. It's in the contract she signed when taking the job. Literally lost a guaranteed $200K comfy job over a leather miniskirt and tube top combo.
Oh God.
Oh, this dummy said it's just clothing. Yikes, relax. Huh?
It's more than that.
There is no reason why you should be wearing a tube top to the office.
Yeah. What is
you could do, or a mini skirt, a leather skirt that's a little longer with some very dark tights.
It can look fine.
Might be okay. And you have a turtleneck. But there's no reason for a tube top and a mini skirt. And yes, these companies have the right to fire you for your dress code. Like, I don't understand. You all need to literally get some common sense.
Yeah.
This is you're in a professional setting.
Yeah.
It's not the club.
Yeah.
It's not the club.
Yeah.
Like, office siren wear. Stop letting these influencers who don't work pollute your mind with this trending bull.
Thank you.
That's literally going to get you fired.
Yeah.
These people are not you. You don't have the same lifestyle. Okay. Like, that's crazy. That tube top and a leather mini skirt. I would have fired her.
Oh boy.
I would have fired her.
Yeah, same.
You're a walking HR problem at that point.
Okay, so the video that these creators are featuring is not the girl that got fired from her job, but the comment that they are referencing was on that video.
What was
no
in the
one
video?
can seem to find
So
the
not the girl in the background of that TikTok was the girl that got fired. It was just a comment on her TikTok, basically.
Video, which is really unfortunate because I would have loved to see that. But these stitches
I also
want to
see it.
I found out someone was fired because they actually wore the office siren trend to work and then got fired.
You mean to tell me in this here economy, when the price of eggs is rising so much, people are selling cartons of eggs on the corner like it's crack rock, and you are so thirsty to wear a tube top and a mini skirt that you would allow yourself to get fired from a job?
Oh, is that
would
girl?
pay you $200,000+ a year because you want to do the office siren trend at the job. Because you wanted to be a corporate baddie. People are out here sending out thousands of resumes, going through 5 or 6 rounds of interviewing just to find out that they didn't get the job at all. We couldn't save that outfit for after work. We couldn't save that for a girls' night. We couldn't save that for happy hour. This is what happens when you get the right thing at the wrong time. If you get that blessing before you're ready to receive it, you're going to blow it. You did all that for likes and views. What about utilities and rent? This reminds me of the girl that went viral last year for showing up for a job interview in some pom-pom shorts. She thought because she put a cardigan on over it,
I like that
would show off the fact that, girl, you still had your yams out. At some point, some of you need to realize that TikTok is not a real place. That there is nothing that should come between you and your money. Because what is the point of doing all the trends if you end up having to do it in a cardboard box because you done lost your job?
Yes, there are naive people
I
on the
like
internet,
that woman. She was funny
on either party.
and right.
It takes two to tango. But I seriously think that we should be able to discern what is appropriate and what is inappropriate to wear to our jobs. Having your midriff showing, having a really short skirt on to the point where you can't even bend over without flashing the entire office. Those are not appropriate for work, and it should not take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Most of us have gone to school, and most of us had grown up with clothing regulations and clothing restrictions, like tank tops can't be like thinner than 2 of your fingers or things like that. We are not new to clothing policies. They have been around forever. But there are some people who may have never had exposure to that, and so they're seeing this stuff online and then think it's appropriate. Every culture is different. I don't know the background behind the people actually showing up to work like this. Maybe some places don't have.
There are way too many things that go into that problem. So fully blaming the person to do it, yes, you need to use your brain cells. You need to like figure out, okay, this short looks a little bit too short. The skirt looks a bit too short for my workplace. Maybe I should not wear it. Yes, but also the influences that showed it to you. Also, the whole systematic problem that people do not learn how to use social media and how to look at it and how to process it is a bigger problem than you think. Right? It's very, very problematic.
The same rules that like my country does or my province does. But a lot of people know, just based on the comments and based on these stitches and all the feedback that is coming after this trend right now, it's not okay to dress like this at the office. We're going to watch a video right now, which I'm pretty sure is satire, but I just had to put it in here because I found it funny a little bit. I don't think it's real. If it is
Hopefully
real, that's
not.
really, really unfortunate. But
Hopefully
let's
it's
watch this
not.
together. And I think that this is a really good video, even if it is satire. I'm not a fan of satire content, but sometimes it is good, especially when there are naive people on the internet who might think it's real. This might prohibit them from showing up in an outfit like this. Let's watch this together.
Oh God. Rejected from a job because of my outfit.
Interview. They told me that I'm not gonna get the job because of my outfit.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Okay, let me calm down. This was gonna be my first job, and I prepared. I googled what to wear to a first interview. You know, and this is basically what came up. Yeah, I mean, I added these because I wanted to like add a little bit of myself, you know, because I wanted to stand out, and
I hope this is a satire video, but it's hard to tell. Like, I have a lot of struggle understanding it. I mean, I personally would never guess that something like this is appropriate for a job interview or overall job environment. So this is off the table. This outfit is not appropriate. But how the video is made, how she's acting or behaving, I definitely cannot tell if this is satire or not. Please help.
I kind of just wanted to kind of be like the office siren. Tell me this is an office siren. And based on what I saw there, yeah, they were in desperate need of an office siren. So I guess the joke's on you.
This is 100% satire, but it is funny.
Hopefully.
As a newly promoted department manager of my job, which yes, I am the department manager now, which is really exciting. A lot of changes happening, and I just thought to update you. I'm also moving in 2 weeks out of the in-laws house.
Congratulations.
That's some news I wanted to share with you guys too. So department manager, moving all in the same time frame, trying to film videos still. A lot of change happening, and it's scary. If you have been on my community page or have seen my community posts, I did talk a little bit about change happening And so I just wanted to update you and tell you that this is what's happening in
Ma,
my life.
congratulations,
So anyway,
though.
as a
Good
department
job.
manager who would be hiring for someone to replace my position, I would not consider someone who showed up dressing like this. And obviously, she's Satire. She didn't actually go to a job interview and show up like this. If someone showed up like that for a job interview, I would not hire them. Because the reason why, no matter how qualified they may be, they don't have the discernment to figure out what is appropriate and what is inappropriate.
And they also cannot represent the company because the company usually wants to look professional, right?
Outfit would be cute, but
Yeah,
she had
cute,
her midriff
definitely.
showing, which is not professional for like any sort of job. The fishnet tights are also not appropriate. And so when you're hiring someone, you look at their appearance, you look at how they keep themselves, because that's a big indicator into who someone is, how they keep themselves, not just what's on their resume. Because sometimes even resumes can be fabricated, but what you can see in front of you is evidence about what is on the resume. So just keep that in mind if you're a young person going into the workforce. Keep in mind that your appearance does matter, not so much your body appearance, but how you keep yourself,
how you dress,
your
how
hygiene,
your hygiene, how the hair looks like. Maybe depending on the job, if you trim your beard, because we are many here are males, how you trim your beard, if you wear a suit or like a t-shirt with Sonic the Hedgehog on it. Maybe in a comic book store that would be appropriate, but if you want to go for like an office or something that looks more professional to serve like high paying customers, for example, like very important customers, this is not appropriate, right? You have to read the room, or you have to read the aesthetic, what the company wants to be viewed at or viewed as. So you have to dress up for the company basically because you're representing it, and that is okay.
your clothing, what you choose to wear, how you would show up to work. That's all important. No office needs an office siren. You are not there to seduce your coworkers.
Yeah.
You are there to work your
to
butt
do the
off.
job.
You are there to contribute to society. You are not there to catch everybody's eye, to flirt with everyone in the office. That is not the purpose of why you went to school to get the job that you did. And if that is the purpose, you need to rethink your life a little bit.
Office siren? I think the of this is because why in this climate, economy, moment, would you value being perceived as desirable over financial security?
Yes.
I would dress however needed if I can pay my bills.
Concerning
True.
and very, very sad.
Or I would look for a different job where it's not like
Very
strict,
sad.
for example.
Very sad.
Jobs are so scarce right now. The economy is really...
For example, a shop nearby, their employees have to wear a uniform. And in our store, in our shop, we just can have normal clothing, just looking put together, but doesn't matter what it is. So I prefer, of course, a job where I can just look normal and be comfortable and put together instead of using a uniform made from the company. So those kind of things, you can also like pre-select the companies you're applying for. Yes, I want to pay my bills, but do I want to wear a uniform? Hell no. I would just apply to positions where I can look normal and comfortable and put together instead of whatever.
Bad. There are teenagers who can't even get fast food jobs because there are no jobs at the moment. And people who do get jobs are throwing them away for no other reason than the fact that they want to be seen as desirable
or
and
as
hot.
Want to fit an aesthetic.
The whole other toxic TikTok trend of hot talk, which we are going to talk about sometime in the future.
What is hot talk?
Really pisses me off. Why is it that everyone values hotness over any other characteristic that they may have? Why is the only purpose in life to be hot? I could go on about that, but we're going to save that for another day.
I don't know.
But the office siren trend kind of branches from that whole topic. Hot talk is one whole thing.
Oh boy.
And there are little aesthetics that kind of all connect together to be hot.
I haven't heard about
that
yet.
That is
Did
not
you?
the purpose of one's life, to be desirable and hot and attract the same sex or the opposite sex. that's not the point. And the fact that people are willingly throwing this away for that reason is very sad, like that person said.
Tragic.
So let's get into what the actual issues are with this trend, because it's a lot more than just fashionable choices. There's so much wrong with this trend. You might think it's harmless, just some TikTok trend, but it's not harmless. The reality is it's reinforcing some pretty dangerous ideas of what professionalism is. First one, which we've talked about, it's misleading about what's actually appropriate for work. In most offices, business casual or professional attire is designed to keep the focus on what you're doing, your work, and not what you're wearing. But with the office siren trend, this whole idea is getting pretty warped. You're not seeing realistic office wear like well-tailored blouses, fitted pants, or simple skirts, but instead you're seeing people dress in revealing, tight clothing that would be seen as unprofessional or even distracting in most work environments.
That
In
doesn't
real-life
look.
offices,
I'm sorry,
unless
that
you're in
doesn't
a
even look
creative
good.
or fashion-driven field, and keep that in mind, there are definitely places for this type of attire, but most workplaces expect a certain level of modesty and professionalism, which this trend flat out ignores. People are being sold the idea that if you wear tight-fitted clothing and revealing clothing,
make it
that will
longer.
somehow make you stand out in the right way, and it won't. It's misleading, and for many, it could even lead into some uncomfortable situations that end up with a meeting with HR. The second reason, it encourages inappropriate behaviors in a professional setting. The videos often glamorize the idea of flirting or using physical appearance to get attention in the workplace, when that should never really be the focus.
Your
You're not
skills should be
supposed
the
to walk
focus.
into an office like you're strutting down a runway or trying to seduce the boss. Yet these videos show women flipping their hair, giving some come hither looks, and acting like their entire career success hinges on their sex appeal. And this is such a slippery slope. It's almost like we're going backwards in time. In a real
I
office
told you,
environment, if
medieval
someone were to
times.
walk in dressed like this and acting like they're the star of a rom-com, it's not going to get you promoted. It's going to get you fired. It's going to make people uncomfortable. And in the worst case scenario, it could lead to harassment or worse. Finally, the last point I'm going to get into today is the fact that this trend pushes the dangerous idea that power in the workplace comes from being sexy or appealing, rather than being skilled, hardworking, and competent.
What a misleading
Dressing
thing.
like an office siren may get you some attention, but it will not get you a promotion. It's not just as simple as fashion. This trend has a ripple effect on how people see themselves in the workplace and how they think they need to behave in order to succeed. It's misleading, it encourages inappropriate conduct, and it undermines the value of real skills over appearances. 99% of the
And there's like such an outrage that I don't want to be hired because of how I look, or like I don't want to be promoted because of my look. Many women do not want that even anymore, but trends like this just show the world, because it's like being pushed by the algorithm, right? It just shows the world basically still that we live in those medieval times, and this is just a very damaging to the overall progress to make everything more equal, to make everything normal, to like not those outfits I mean, but like that woman with high skills, even though in a man dominating work field, with the right skills, that they can still succeed no matter how they look, if they look appropriate, right? So as long as you look appropriate and your skills are outstanding, you should of course get the promotion, no matter the gender, but specifically as an example, like man dominated field, and the female is like taking the lead or whatever. It should be acknowledged, because the female in this scenario has specific skills or whatever it is to succeed this specific need for the company. That should be the focus, nothing else.
Outfits that we're seeing in this trend would not fly in actual normal office workplaces unless you are in an industry that promotes this kind of wear. It's not going to work for you. I get it, fashion is fun, dressing up is fun, but let's not confuse a TikTok aesthetic with the reality of an actual workplace. The office siren trend is cute for social media, but it's not empowering, and it's definitely not how you gain real success in the workplace. But what do you think? Do you see this trend as empowering, or just another unrealistic social media fantasy?
The second, and damaging to the whole progress of equality, basically. That's how I see it. But yeah, tell me how you see it, or tell Susannah and us how you see it. I wish her the very best for the moving and with the new promotion. Congratulations on that. Good job. I follow her for quite a bit, so her videos do be very, very interesting. If you liked it, we watch more of her. But yeah, what is your idea? Because usually we have more male focused topics, or like no matter the gender kind of topics. But this one is specifically on women and fashion. And it's very, very interesting to me how males look at it. So that would be super, super interesting. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Otherwise, I wish you a lovely day. Maybe I see you on stream or tomorrow for another video. Until that, have a lovely time. Bye-bye.